Hello, artist. Most of us have become very talented at carrying things. The expectations we have for ourselves, the obligations that are in front of us, the projects, the unfinished work, the concept of future versions of ourselves, and all these little private negotiations that we do with ourselves all of the time throughout the day. I could be doing more. I should work on something new. I should see what the new effects are. What are the new tricks? What are the new routines? What books are out there that I haven't yet read? I should be further along in my path. And maybe this is why so many thoughtful, creative, artistic people are just tired right now. Not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, but maybe you've just become strong in carrying too much. I was sitting out on the porch this morning, just after sunrise. There's a river that runs just on the opposite side of the field behind my house. And a lot of wild animals stop there to bathe or to drink or just to hang out. It's fascinating at certain parts of the day. Heidi, my dog, was sitting out there with me. It's a chill morning. Now, a week ago, that field was covered in about 2 feet of snow, but today it's in the 50s and the grass is green and the trees and even the mountains in the distance are showing green, tinged with bits of snow still on the peaks and on the mountain tops. It's inspirational. It's refreshing in a very personal way, not towards the work, but towards myself. There was a herd of elk down by the river, moving around slowly, and I found myself just watching. Heidi was sitting there doing what she does best, which is looking philosophical without actually doing anything at all. And I had one of those little thoughts that arrives without permission, because the useful ones generally do. They don't knock, they just pull up a chair and sit down, pour themselves a cup of tea, and insert themselves into my thoughts, into my life. Years ago, and this still happens now, I used to think that when something wasn't working in a performance, the answer was probably to add something. What new trick can I do? What new joke can I tell? What story can I pull out of the bag to enhance this moment? If something felt like it lacked impact, I would simply add more, put on another coat of paint, patch up a hole here or there. And I see speakers do this all the time. I see performers doing this all the time. I see people, human beings, just doing that in their personal lives all the time. We have become architects of addition. We start building these little protective walls around things because it makes us feel safer. More explanation, more structure, more words, more movement, more content. That's the hot word, isn't it? Content. And I stood in front of my audience on the street, watching their faces as they drew in closer a little bit and a little bit. And I realized something that took me a long time to learn. Even after I made the realization, it still took me quite a while to dial into exactly what it meant. Sometimes the strongest moment in the entire room is created by what I removed. The extra sentence, the extra movement, the joke that didn't really fit in, the story that was no longer appropriate to the journey and the place that I was in this world. And the room leaned in. Subtle, not in a big demonstrative sort of way, but attention got sharper, got clearer. You could almost see just a visible small nudge as they moved their brains a little closer to the stage. Nothing extra had appeared except for space, a moment to breathe. The lesson eventually followed me off of the stage because work stops being just a thing that you do. Eventually, your art becomes the way you move through life, and that changes things. When we talk about integration, people often imagine accumulation, more habits, more systems, the next book, the next effect, the next idea, more things stacked on top of an already full life. I've come to believe at my age that's not always true. It's not what am I going to build? It's what no longer belongs here. There are things we carry that become invisible over time. The need to explain ourselves, the need to constantly prove ourselves, the belief that every day should feel inspired. And here's the strange thing. You can carry unnecessary weight for so long that eventually it feels normal. You stop noticing it. You start relabeling it. Responsibility, discipline, ambition. And really all you are is just tired. Not from the work itself, but from everything that surrounds the work. You get burned out from carrying. You carry comparison, you carry urgency, you carry expectations that no one has ever asked you to hold on to. And sometimes the extra step is not another step. Sometimes it's setting something down. The river keeps moving. It doesn't wake up and wonder if it feels inspired. It just continues in its own way, in its own force, in its own non-dramatic existence. It moves steady, and there's something really comforting in that steadiness. Most of us aren't really asking how to begin anymore, how to continue when the energy changes, how to continue when the room changes. These are the important things. How to continue when life becomes inconvenient or difficult or oppressive. Maybe part of the answer isn't finding more strength. Maybe it's needing less effort because you're carrying less weight. Maybe there's something in your life right now asking to be released. You haven't failed. You're not quitting just because because there's some things that just no longer belong in your hands. And if that's true, I hope you give yourself permission to notice it and make your day lighter. I hope these conversations are helpful. If you'd like to explore more, there's a daily essay that I put out on my website, and I published them a week earlier on a Patreon for those of you that would like to support the work that I do and the art that I'm trying to put out. I have some books that you might find interesting, stories from the road and other philosophies like this. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of the people that are sitting opposite you across the table. I hope you find yourself. I hope you find your art. And as always, I hope there's love where you are. Soon, okay? Very soon.